I'm here on a public street. Get out of my way.
Oh my God, guys, I'm so scared. The Antifa, they brought their play guns, their squirt guns. Oh my God, your arts and crafts time. Did this mess up your arts and crafts time? You guys gonna be able to go home and play with your arts and crafts after this?
Why is it so tiny?
Look how scary they are. Oh my God, this guy's so scared. I'm so scared. He's got his gun, his big gun, he's a big bag.
There is a purpose for Alex Stein in the political realm. He has a way of trolling, talking about matters that normally would have been overlooked. So I guess there's a way that he does it that has a purpose, that helps us to see things in ways that at least help me to see things in ways I didn't see before. I don't know. There was a time I used to say, man, I think this guy is a little nutty, but he's not. He's actually helping us to see things in a way that he's doing things his way. Let me put it that way. Okay, friends. So welcome to Look and Live. You here with Pastor James DeVallon. And I just want to welcome you once again for another one of those reaction videos. In today's video, I have Alex Stein on the screen, and he is trolling, and also he went to another city council where he is talking about the nature of what he saw at this drag queen event where Antifas with weapon standing there guarding at the front door, which makes you wonder exactly what need is there be for such armed forces. These are all real weapons, by the way. So let Alex Stein do a little bit of talking here. By the way, guys, before we get into this video, if you happen to be new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. I hope you are ready. I'm ready. Without further ado, let's now get into the heart of the message. First, let's look at Alex Stein's at the city council meeting.
I love to joke, I love to clown around, but this is not funny. When you have people with actual guns that want to intimidate people in your own city, this is happening right down the street. These aren't fake guns. They're not holding these because this is just a little fun event. They're doing this to intimidate people that want to speak out against the sexual indoctrination of children. So all you have to do is...
Last card, Alex Stein.
Wow.
Okay,
You can give your name and address. Sure,
Alex Stein, 7509 Inwood Road. And normally, I come up here and I make, a funny statement, but what's happening in Denton is actually really serious. And that was just Proposition B. And they call me Delta 9 One-Way Stein. That's kind of a nickname because it is hard to tell the difference between hemp, which doesn't have the psychoactive effects, than THC marijuana. But my point is, this weekend, there was an event right here about a mile down the road at a Patchouli Joe's bookstore where there was literally, and I just gave you the handout, armed Antifa. They were out.
Mr. Mayor, point of order.
And they were guarding.
Give me just one.
Just 1 minute.
No. You'll continue. Let me clear this up. Jesse, if you can pause the time. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I believe it's our policy that speaking before special call meetings and at work sessions, you have to be speaking about an item on the agenda. Is that not the case?
That is, and that's been violated twice or three times today already. So I'm going to allow this speaker to do it because everyone else spoke on both A and B. I have not called item B, and people spoke on it. You did not raise that issue then. I understand the content now is why you're raising the issue, but I did not interrupt them. I'm not going to interrupt him.
So, come on now. Let's give this man some credit. That's called being real and being honest. If you did not have an issue with the previous presenters on their whatever it is they presented, when Alex Stein comes on the scene and he's talking about something that is uncomfortable to you, you cannot raise a flag of objection right now. This is not the time, and I appreciate what this council meeting I'm guessing is the overseer headquarter. I'm not sure where he stands when it comes to the meeting, what his position is. That was well said. I really like that.
We can put I think we're 340,
Give him his time
320.
back.
Okay, give me just 1 minute. Ready? Okay.
And this is why this issue is so serious right in our backyard. Now listen, I am pro-trans, I am pro-gay, I want to support the LGBT community 100%, and that is how I feel. But when you look at the advertising rules that we have for young children, there are certain rules that we cannot even advertise to young children because they are so impressionable. The only difference between a gay person and a straight person is their sexual preference. Yet we have children that are not even high school age, where you could at least maybe justify teaching them about sexual orientation, but instead, right here, less than a mile away at Patchouli Joe's, Brian, you're having transgender story time, where you're reading sexual nature issues to children that aren't even allowed to have sex. These are children that cannot consent to it. And on top of that, you have armed people with AR-15s out here protecting this, happening in your...
Let's watch the video of the armed people with AR-15 protecting these supposed drag queen story reading time. Somebody left me a comment in a recent of my videos where they said that drag queens are doing something exceptionally well for children here. There is no reason for us to hate drag queens who are reading books to children. And I thought about that. And I said, what value does a drag queen book reader add to the lives of children? What need is there to be a man dressed as a woman in a very provocative ways? A man who tends to perform in adult clubs. What need is there for them to be reading to children? Would you be okay having strippers reading books to children? In very provocative, skanky clothes? Well, you said there's nothing wrong with that. I think you've also been indoctrinated if you feel that way. I think you are wrong for thinking that little children, innocent as they are, should be exposed to these sexual perverted contents. All right. Let's get back to the video.
See, this guy keeps on trying to bump me every time I walk by.
You what?
Dude, I'm walking down the street.
I'm standing here. I'm allowed.
Let him go sideways.
Get out of my...
Alright, Alex, you need to leave.
I'm not leaving, guys. You're trying to get in my way. I'm here on a public street. Get out of my way. Oh my God, guys, I'm so scared. The Antifa, they brought their play guns, their squirt guns. Oh my God, your arts and crafts time. Did this mess up your arts and crafts time? You guys gonna be able to go home and play with your arts and crafts?
Why is it so tiny?
Look how scary they are. Oh my God, this guy's so scared. I'm so scared. He's got his gun, his big gun. He's a big bad guy. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're protecting these children so they can go get indoctrinated and go in there for transgender story time. You're such a good American. God bless this guy. Look at him. I'm scared.
How dare you?
I mean, these people, these are the real cowards. They're hiding behind their masks. They got their little guns. They think they're so tough. We're at a bookstore here in Denton, Texas, where they're trying to do Drag Queen Story Hour. And of course...
Do they actually believe people are out to kill drag queen and homosexual peoples in that way? Really, in these United States of America? Are there a group of people who actually really believe that is actually happening? And if it is, can you show me some stats where there needs to be this level of security in these places because you're also afraid of what your opponents, your enemies might do to you? I have still to understand what is the purpose of all these armed guarded gates. What's the purpose of this where children are in here? Well, again, we got to keep in mind parents who've decided to do this on their own with their kids must also be respected. I disagree with them, but they must be respected, because if they feel the need to sit their children down to be taught by drag queens, that's on them. And I think the state can choose to do what they want to do, but also these parents, their rights should be respected as well. If they want to indoctrinate their children in a false ideology, they have the right to do it. Just like I have the right to take my children to church, well, you have the right to take your children to some drag queen events. I want to let you know that I do respect that, even though I totally disagree with you. But I still don't understand the reasons why all these guns and flags and everything, like, why do you have to be so loud with it? That's kind of where my opposition is.
Typical people here with their masks on, not able to actually stand up for what they believe in because they're all cowards. Officer, you think it's unusual they have their assault weapons like that out here in front of a place like this? Is that normal? No comment. Dude, I'm walking down the street.
I'm standing here. I'm allowed.
Let him go sideways.
Get out of my...
Alright, Alex, you need to leave.
I'm not children. But see, these are the real scaredy cats. They gotta walk around with a gun. They can't handle themselves like a real man. All right, guys, I just want to announce I'm Primetime 99 Alex Stein, and I love y'all, even though you guys don't love me, and I know you guys probably love children a little too much, but I'm very empathetic to you guys. I love you guys. Even these guys with the guns, I feel sorry that you guys were probably abused as children, and I really hope you guys get the mental health care that you guys deserve. I love you guys. God bless you all. I love you guys. I love your rights. I think you guys...
You know, these Antifa's individuals certainly need to be checked. I'm not necessarily sure what is the purpose of their movement, particularly. Supposedly, they are a movement that is far left in the hope of eradicate any form of fascism or racism, wherever it might be. But what relation does this have with drag queen story hours and LGBT community and so on? What's the purpose of this? But nevertheless, much more could be asked and said about that. We're gonna go and ask the question and allow Alex Stein to finish in the council meeting, see what's going on here.
Own city. This is disgusting. This is indoctrination of children. You know that, and I know that. If you look at the amount of trans people in 1980 to 2022, it is up 10,000%. Why is that? Because there is an indoctrination of young kids that are impressionable. Because even people at Boston's Children's Hospital, they said once a child identifies as trans, they are a lifelong patient. There is a medical incentive for medical practitioners to diagnose children with gender dysphoria, causing them to be transgender. And oftentimes people say that these treatments...
Yeah, that is true. There is an indoctrination taking place when it comes to this trans community. A lot of people who like to say this is just more like self-identity, some new discoveries that some children have journeyed upon. But the truth is, this was not the case a couple years ago. We have seen this stuff has completely blown out of control. It's out of control. It's like the new conversion process. Everybody's becoming trans today, gay. Everybody's becoming homosexual or lesbian or some type of sexual orientation is happening. And I'm like, yo, where did this stuff come from? Well, I don't think it's by nature. You cannot use nature here. I think it's nurtured. I think this stuff has been nurtured in many people. Hollywood plays a role. Music plays a role. You know, the television and the TikTok. Oh, Lord, have mercy. TikTok. Whew, something is wrong with this app. And the thing is, all of that lumped together is confusing our children. And we know the absentee parents are an issue as well. The fathers are out of the home. A lot of single parent in home as well is not helping with these issues. And some of these children, who knows what's being put in their food, what's happening to the hormone, what's happening to the testosterone. There's a lot of other medical things as well. I think there are some imbalance in these areas to top it all off. So regardless of how you look at this matter, I look at behind the scene and I'm like, yo, that's exactly what the devil wants. And he's just having his way with a culture where he's sexualizing and converting and perverting their ways.
Are reversible. They are not. No, they are not reversible. Gender ideology, and let me tell you something, gender hormone therapy is not reversible. So letting children that can't decide even to vote, that can't drive a car, you're going to let them choose their sex. That is evil. That is child abuse. And that is what's happening right down the street, right here in Denton, Texas, and it's disgusting. And we should stand up for it, and more people should stand up for it, because I'm not going to sit here and just let kids get sexualized. That is actual child sexualization. sexual abuse. And listen, I tell you this all day long. I love to joke. I love to clown around, but this is not funny. When you have people with actual guns that want to intimidate people in your own city, this is happening right down the street. These aren't fake guns. They're not holding these because this is just a little fun event. They're doing this to intimidate people that want to speak out against the sexual indoctrination of children. So all you have to do is look at the stats, the amount of kids that even identify as gender fluid or trans in 2022 compared to decades in the past. It's gone up an absolute alarming rate. So let me just say this. These medical procedures at these hospitals were created because a very small amount of people are born intersex or have some sort of gender mutilation. And so oftentimes they have to apply these techniques like gender hormone therapy or gender reassignment surgery to young children so they fit in. But that is because of a birth defect. Now they are using this to literally cut off children's genitals with the double mastectomy and the gender reassignment surgery.
It becomes a business, a money-making business. And there's been hospitals that were exposed where they are talking about how the hospital literally makes so much money, gender reassignment surgery than any other surgeries altogether. The entire hospital is sustained by this so-called movement. So when you are assigned this supposed new sex of yours based on your own emotional state of being, as a result of that decision, you become a lifetime patient to the pharmaceutical companies, and you become a means by which they make money. You're worth about $1 million back in their pocket. So how much really do they really care about your mental status? Do they care about that? Or is this about what's in your pocket? So unfortunately, I think the latter is the truth. And the thing is, it's just that these kids, it's sad. I mean, I've had several videos here on my channel about the transgenders that are crying out for what they have done to their bodies and how they were abused by the system. Some have gone as far to sue the doctors, which I'm not necessarily sure how far that's gonna go, but they are trying to say, this is medical malpractice. This is abuse. You took advantage of us. This is greed. You saw the money. You didn't care about the mental status of these people. And it is deadly. It is sad. And I'll tell you something, God is not happy about some of this stuff, and we need to speak up against it.
Right here in Denton, Texas, less than a mile away from where I stand today, transgender story time is happening on children that can't even consent to sex. And like I said earlier, the only difference between a gay person and a straight person is their sexual preference. Why are we teaching kids about their sexual preference before they can legally consent to sex? This is common sense stuff.
And that's your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have one speaker that I missed, Javier.
Yeah, good one, Alex Stein. And I think just as Alex has done here, there needs to be a voice of protest. The trans community and this LGBT movement and a lot of what is happening in both medical and political circles, they have taken advantage of the mental status of these individuals. Not only there's been indoctrination, there's been some confusion happening, and there are other issues happening as well. But rather than to meet these people where they are, dealing with the psychological aspect of what is causing them to feel the way they do, instead, they went on to take advantage of them, which is wrong, which is not right. Somebody's greedy. Somebody got to pay that price. And I'm telling you, somebody's going to have to answer to God very, very soon. I know God intended for our children to be used for his glory. And I say, if you have kids at home, let me tell you something. Protect them. Protect them from this ideology, because the devil is playing for keep. Don't take this matter lightly. Sooner or later, it might be knocking at your door. So I will say, once again, be awakened, be alert. Don't be drowsy and lousy about this, because the enemy is out to destroy our little ones. We are told in the scripture, in the book of Psalms 127 verse 3, lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hands of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is he that have his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with their enemies at the gates. At the gate. Aren't you happy to know that God says children are gonna be used to speak to their enemies at the gate? In other words, they're gonna be doing the work of the Lord. They're gonna stand firm for what is right. Children will be doing that work. Like arrows in the hands of a mighty man, so are the children of that youth. So these children wants to be used by God to strike into the hearts of the enemy, to bring about change in the world. These youth has great purpose, but the devil wants to abuse them as well. He wants to take them out way too soon and too early. You get the children, you get the generations, and you get families, culture, and the nation as a whole. So friends, what must we do? Take care of those you have within the borders of your home. Those young little babies, those sons and daughters of yours, spend quality time with them. Open the Bible to their mind. Teach them the word of truth. Let them hear what God has to say and what God expects from them, and how God expects them to live. And be careful with these medias, these tablets we place in their hands. These technologies are part of the conversion to all this confusion in our society. We have a role to play in helping our youngs and our sons and daughters from this corruption taking place in the world. If we don't get them, the devil will. If we don't save them, Satan will corrupt them. If we don't teach them the truth, the devil will teach them the lie. And we must do our duty while we are praying and sharing and teaching and loving and caring for them. Let's place some guards and boundaries to keep them safe from the wiles of the enemy. That's my thought on that, and I'll end it right here. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, make sure you like and subscribe to the page if you enjoyed this reaction video. I think Alex Stein is on point, always on point indeed. Until next time, and as always, remember to look unto Jesus, to live by faith. Have a good one. Bye.